slowly turning Cold War gloves parallel the slowly turning mindsets of the Russian and American governments of the mid-1980s. Oh. Boxing does not typically create explosions. Also, the Cold War boxing glove explosion is more than a little over the top. Previously on Rocky. In 1982, at the end of Rocky III, you probably celebrated Rocky's victory over Clubber Lang. By the time Rocky IV rolled around in 1985, you were hoping that this movie would change the ending so that B.A. Baracus could win the fight this time. Almost seeing Mr. T's balls. By the way, we're still rehashing Rocky III right now. Hey asshole, the last movie ended like this and we all wondered what the hell happened. Now you're gonna puss out and not show us the fight? Couldn't you have at least started the movie here? Wait, written and directed by Stallone? Well, that explains a whole lot actually. Rocky's lifestyle inadvertently costs Mike Tyson all the dollars. Movie misses out on his chance to start the entire found footage genre. Jesus, what movie am I watching? And here we are, celebrating the birthday of Paulie, who we saw in the original Rocky was a drunk and abusive to his sister. Now getting robots to serve him birthday cake? It's amazing what 12 years and 3 sequels do to a character. No, kid, they're not. Several candles still burning. Nice job, up.
You like it?
So Rocky is officially not relatable now. Remember, in the first movie, he was an underdog, a no-good bum. He was us. Now, this movie starts out with a Lamborghini, a mansion, a kid with his own camcorder, a robot servant, and an expensive necklace. And we want this guy to win because Russia is basically the reason.
Even if it looks like a snake, don't worry, because it won't bite you.
This is exactly what I told the girl who did not become my college girlfriend. Movie naturally transitions from a married couple in bed to an ominous Sports Illustrated cover photo. Because, duh. Oh wait, 2 Lamborghinis and a robot servant. When it rains here, it rains Lamborghinis.
I can't hear you, what?
Sorry, I'm making too much noise waxing my second favorite luxury sports car, Ivan Drago's Punch-Out.
As you can see, Drago averages 1,850 pounds.
That's an average after 1 punch. Now let's see what the average is after 2 punches. Anyway, we don't know what his average is until he throws several punches, but whatever, dude is strong, we get it. Also, we're now going to be force-fed the belief that Rocky, who is now much older and was nearly destroyed by other boxers, can withstand a barrage of punches more than twice the average of a normal fighter. Rocky IV ups the ante for the number of free screen transitions you can stomach in a movie.
I mean, what at this point in your life is worth getting hurt for?
Dumbass reject from Skynet interrupts an important conversation because 1985.
What the hell is that? That's my girl.
I don't like the way Paulie called this robot my girl, and everyone seems comfortable with the fact that Paulie bangs this thing regularly. Rich people.
Like I was saying,
I've already forgotten what you were saying. More robot. Much like the audience, Rocky and Creed are spending most of their time watching past highlights from the previous films.
And without some challenge, without some damn war to fight, then the warrior may as well be dead, Stallion.
Foreshadow irony. This article about Creed and Drago is about the United Auto Workers Union. No, wait, it's about Central American refugees. Also, this stuff happening in the US is all taking place in London. Zoom!
You know, you ain't been in the ring for like 5 years, so I just...
Movie characters and movie keep reminding me how long Apollo's been out of the game, which is a huge tip-off that he's about to die. So thanks, movie. Whoever's in charge of this exhibition fight is a total dick and doesn't even allow Drago his own entrance. They just lift him into the arena already in the ring. Drago is getting a heaping helping of America right now. That'll teach him. Movie has come to a full stop to advertise its soundtrack. Why is Apollo Creed descending into the boxing arena in front of a giant evil Satan goat face? It was the mid-80s, so this blatant product placement still only cost Hugo Boss $27.33. I mean, we're even going through the whole roster of American cities in this song. This movie has more filler over 90 minutes than a Saturday Night Live episode.
For the first time ever, West against East in professional sports.
That's all kinds of untrue. What kind of boxing match takes place in a traditional stage theater with only half the ring surrounded by audience members?
The Count of Monte Cristo.
I just watched that movie last night. It was not what I was expecting. Drago clearly punches Apollo after the bell, but suffers no consequences. Couple cigarettes.
Folks, Ivan Drago is definitely for real.
I mean, he's destroying a guy who's been retired from boxing for 5 years. I'm ready to call this guy a champ after 1 round of a fight.
You don't stop this fight, no matter what.
Regrettable orders. No, and no medical professionals were on site for this fight, leaving Apollo to die in the arms of another boxer surrounded by photographers. Ah yes, the 1980s, where action films were almost always predicated on getting revenge for a friend, brother, or uncle dying. Apollo Creed's super popular former heavyweight champ has a funeral attended by about a dozen people. Rocky honors Apollo at his funeral, but can't be bothered to take off his sunglasses. This entire goddamn article is about the 1985 World Series between the Royals and the Cardinals. Rocky gets home late at night, but where the hell is his wife's car that we just saw her leave in the driveway?
I just gotta do what I gotta do.
How did this decision get made without her knowing anything about it? It sounds like Rocky woke up, told Adrian, I'm not fighting that dude, and by afternoon they called a press conference and he made a decision to go to Russia on Christmas.
But the baby, he's gonna have to kill me.
Dude, not the thing to say to your wife who was worried about you dying in this fight. Could Rocky really not get a personalized plate that got the whole word southpaw in there? Or is that how his brain, which has taken many hits over the years, thinks it's spelled? Angry at Russian boxer who killed my friend driving montage cliche. Also, here's montage 1. Don't worry, there will be plenty more. This montage is nothing but Rocky thinking of Rocky 1 through 4 footage. It's a way to get the audience to think, yeah, there was a point in time I saw these movies and I remember all that stuff. Hooray for memory! Also, Rocky literally just got home super late at night after a tiring day. He had one small disagreement with his wife and then back out on the roads. Also, nearly 4 full minutes of stupid memories that are a thinly veiled attempt to make a ton of cash by letting this entire song run during the film.
If I've told you once, I've told you 1,000 times.
Jesus, did they stumble on actual AI back in 1985 for this robot? Hell, Rocky's kid's video camera doesn't even have a color viewfinder.
I'm gonna have a wires tied when I get back.
This may be the most disturbing thing I've ever heard in a movie. Brief say goodbye to my son scene floods the right side of the shot with an orgy of evidence that it's a boy's room, from the BMX bike to the dino robot to the football, the stuffed dinosaur, the Steelers pennant, etc. Also, what kind of asshole parks his bike in his bedroom?
If a big giant man wanted to beat me up, I'd be real scared.
Ladies and gentlemen, child actors. The way this scene is shot and cut, I am genuinely questioning if Stallone and this kid even shot their lines in the same room. Wouldn't it be hilarious if somehow this kid just super intimidated Stallone and he refused to film with him, so we ended up with this tight-cut conversation?
What a horrendous flight.
By the way, why the f*** does Paulie need to even come on this trip for? Were we that enamored with his character? This is a guy who hit his sister and f***s robots.
Sounds like Dracula's cousin.
That's racist.
Bars, no TV, nothing.
Did they not discuss everything in the world about this fight when they were on the 16-hour flight to Russia?
No room service, I bet.
This is a sentence so stupid it's not worth uttering, let alone leaving in the final cut of the film.
A depressing vacation.
I'm really beginning to think his character was in high demand. How the hell did that happen?
When he died, part of me died.
Especially since I was screaming, throw the damn towel for 10 seconds prior to him dying while you did nothing. But let's forget that for now. Water under the bridge. I've literally forgotten about it. No one will be seated during the exciting guy looks through his binoculars scene. Oh snap, here comes montage number 2, folks. Only 11 minutes after the last one. Buckle in, it's a montagey ride. This is the only sports training montage in film history to include the rescue of a horse from a snowdrift. Rocky somehow knew the perfect training regimen for this fight would include good old-fashioned logger activities. Also, Rocky's training is so low-tech and homey, you'd swear this is a political commercial he forgot to narrate. Rocky goes out into nature and saws wood, while Drago goes to his expensive personal gym to lift weights and uses computers. Elect Rocky for boxing champ in 1985. Also, what would the counterattack ad be on Drago's side? Rocky says he's down to earth, but that motherfucker owns 2 Lamborghinis, a mansion, and a bot. Now who's a rich asshole? Film's editor really went overboard with the training differences and parallels. Knocking out a dude is the same thing as chopping down a tree. Now you know.
I'm with you no matter what.
No matter what.
Movie suggests Adrian was wrong all along about this boxing match and Rocky was right, which is the opposite of what common sense tells me. A mere 2 minutes after the last montage, montage number 3 hits you in the f***ing head like you're Clubber Lang looking for a rematch. By the way, whatever happened to that guy? Did he quit after Rocky beat him once? When you think about it, this is really the sequel to the earlier montage. It's the exact same montage, only with a few different exercises. It's the Hangover 2 of montages.
No pain.
Damn, this guy is getting a workout just saying no pain. As if the guy isn't villain enough, yeah, he's taking steroids. Crumpling the picture means he's ready. Oh, maybe not. Did Rocky just call out Drago's name during orgasm? Months into his training, Rocky finally realizes he can jog off-road to escape his Russian tail. I would have subtracted 50 sins if somehow they found a way to stick the Philadelphia Art Museum up here. Discount Rio. Discount Gorbachev is discount. A bunch of American extras pretending to be Russian boo an American going through a fence.
And his concentration seems to be like stone.
That's my dad. We know. What do you think we are, nerds?
Rocky's son is just loser enough to only be able to invite bullies to his viewing party. Gotta hand it to the Russians, at least they staged their bullshit boxing match in an in-the-round style auditorium.
I must break you.
Also, there is clearly a sniper in this audience currently zeroed in on Drago's neck. Shenanigans. In this movie, the fight is fairly even. In real life, he'd had so much reach advantage he'd likely never even get hit once. I guess we missed the part in the montages where Rocky chopped down trees with his face so he could withstand these punches.
Rocky Balboa is in serious trouble.
Well, he is fighting a few steps up from his weight class. And the Russian uses steroids, but whatever. I went to a boxing match and a WWE match broke out. Hey man, this guy lifted a net full of rocks during his training, so it prepared him for 2,100 pounds of force to the face. And here's the classic Rocky fight montage. Montage number 4, giving the montages 15 minutes of screen time. If you subtract them along with Rocky 3 rehash and credits, this movie would be like an hour. Also, a movie that is made up of 40% boxing footage devolves into multi-round montage in the finale, because apparently you viewers don't actually want to see boxing, despite that being all you wanted to see up till now.
A few cheers now for Rocky Balboa.
What?
And Rocky Balboa's determination is actually beginning to win over what was once a hostile crowd.
Might have had more impact for me, the viewer, if I'd taken that journey with the spectators, instead of, watching a series of montages that made no sense after watching a series of training montages that were totally unnecessary.
What round is it? It's 15. One more round.
I can maybe, with a stretch, believe Rocky lasted a couple of rounds, taking the hardest punches he has ever taken in his life. But the distance? Seriously, the Russians cheering for Rocky is the most unbelievable thing ever. Hey, you took a couple hundred punches we didn't think you could. Our hero!
Balboa is chopping the Russian down.
I had no idea Rocky chopped down trees during his training, but this conveniently jives with the movie's metaphor. Maybe we should take down that wall in Berlin after all. Well, Russia sure warmed to democracy in a hurry. Both countries obviously should have spent more time on boxing-based diplomacy instead of nuclear weapons technology.
During this fight, I seen a lot of changing.
Hey, you remember in the first Rocky when it just ended after the fight was over? Nope. Time to make a speech about how we can all change. I think we can thank Rocky for ending the Cold War.
In here, there were two guys killing each other. But I guess that's better than 20 million.
I don't know of a more serious statement to deserve a wah-wah more than that one.
If I can change, and you can change, everybody can change.
Overly idealistic worldview. Also, this speech paves the way for Steven Seagal's On Deadly Ground speech. What an asshole.
I just want to say one thing to my kid who should be home sleeping.
Moscow is 8 hours ahead of Philadelphia, so when did they decide to hold this fight? At 9 a.m.? So in the end, what did we learn? Rocky fought this fight for revenge, but Drago is still alive and Apollo is still dead. And somehow the fight brought the US and Soviet Union together, which I still can't believe I just saw. So bring on the McDonald's, Russia. You deserve it.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
I can't hold my tongue. These kids are my grandchildren, and you are raising them wrong. They're terrible boys.
Shut up, Chip, or I'll go ape on your ass.
The bad blood between these two can be felt all over this arena.
'Cause baby, now we got bad blood.
It's the best.
I was your age, television was called books, and this is a special book. It was the book my father used to read to me when I was sick, and I used to read it to your father.
Try.
Do or do not. There is no try.
The singing. Let them sing.
Something's all worth fighting for. Some feelings never die. I'm not asking for another chance. I just wanna know why. There's no